Welcome to the Nola podcast. Raw, honest, relatable experiences that help us grow. Are you subscribed? If not, what are you waiting for? Go! And please, leave a review and help us grow while you're at it. Thank you.
On today's episode of the Nola podcast, easy ways to get healthier with special guest Jasmin Kearse, the SOA Q&A, and of course today's happy habit. All right, so this is right up my alley. Anybody who's ever been a guest on the Nola podcast, when you come, there was a time when I would have like so many different options for people to eat, but everybody knows that when they come, it's healthy, right? It's always something healthy, and people are like, why you got salad for your guests? Why you got fruit? It's because when you show up, I want to give you the best thing that I can give you, right? And I would love to have cookies there. I'm probably going to do it at some point. But also when people come to my house and they open the fridge there, I remember, shout out to Seneca from Colorado. She opened the fridge and she's like, why is there so much vegetables? She just seemed so appalled. And I was like, because that's what I like. That's what I like to eat. But anyway, that's why I was so hyped to have you on, because you're right up my alley. I love what you're doing. Please introduce yourself to my tribe.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jasmin Kearse. I'm the founder and CEO of Fountain of Life Coaching Services. I'm a certified plant-based nutritionist, and I also make cold-pressed juices and sell them throughout the community. Well, actually, throughout New York City.
I've had your juices.
And what do you think?
I love them.
Yay.
It's wild. Like, all of the flavors or the juice combinations were delicious.
Thank you.
I love that.
Love that.
I like to do seasonal detoxes. For the people who know me personally or who've been following me for years, you know that 2 to 3 times a year I'll do a detox, just because I just want to clean everything out, like cleaning your house, right? And I met Jasmin at the Circle of Sisters event, and I tasted your juice. Did I try it that day?
Yes.
Yes. And I started going around. I was like, try this juice. Taste this. This tastes so good. Because we do want to be healthier,
right,
but we want to enjoy it, right?
Right.
You want to drink your juice. You want to eat your salad, have your fruit, and you do want it to taste good. We're not going to act like everything has to be icky because it's healthy. And I think that's kind of what holds people back from tapping in.
Exactly.
They're like, ugh, vegetables.
Yeah.
I'll eat corn. I'll eat carrots.
Right.
Because those are easier. But how do people even tap in when they have this, should we call it a fear?
Yeah. I think the most part is who you connecting with, right? Like what spaces that you put yourself in, and really taking you. It really has to start with the want from within you. So when I met you at Circle of Sisters, you wanted to try my juice. That was a want, you know. So and that want led to you wanted to buy more of the juices, and you wanted to include me into your very personal space.
I bought juice for everybody.
Yeah. You did, because you did add on to it, right?
Juice for everybody. I bought 21 days of juices, and then I bought another 3 days of juices.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it really has to start with the want and following through with that want. And then once you do that, now people will start to say, okay, well, who can I connect with? Or let me get some juices, or let me look up on the internet how to be plant-based. What is plant-based, you know? And then once the education starts, I think like it's on from there.
I love that you said it's who you're around.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why. Let me tell y'all why. I'm just going to get a little bit personal because it has been such a challenge in my home when my son is not vegan. I'm plant-based. He doesn't care for it. People ask me all the time, is he? And I'm like, no, because that's not what he wants to do, right? But even my partner, like, I remember the first time we all chipped in on the grocery list, and this 21 pack of assorted chips came in the house, and I was like, hold up. Hold up. Wait, because it's not that I despise it or anything crazy like that. It's that one, at some point, if I am really hungry and I have no options, I'm probably going to want to eat those chips.
Yeah, temptation. Yeah.
And I had to have a meeting. I was like, guys.
You called a meeting?
Yeah.
I love it.
We had a meeting.
Yeah.
I was like, guys, like, I don't believe in deprivation, but if it's around, I'm going to touch it, and I'm trying to do better for myself. So I need you guys to support me in this.
Yeah.
But you can have chips, but that 21 pack.
Come on, no, it's a no. It's a serious no.
That's mad chips. But I love that you said that. I don't really hear people mentioning, like, it's your tribe, it's your crowd, it's the people who are around you. And if you have people around you who are like, why are you eating that? You trying to lose weight? Because that was, people always asking me, you trying to lose weight? I'm like, no, I like this.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy it. So how do you tap in when it's your kids? Like, how do you get your kids on board with that?
Yeah, so that's I love this question, because I had this similar situation. I have 5 children.
Really?
Yeah.
Stop.
And I was the only one plant-based. So I have been on this journey for years. I'm talking about like 20 plus years. I've been trying to be vegan, vegetarian, toggling between the two. And because I have to cook for my family and nobody's plant-based, nobody's vegan, I'd have to cook macaroni and cheese or the curry chicken. My family's West Indian, or the rice and peas or whatever. And I'm like, I don't want this. So it would cause me to fall and mess up. But then something inside of me would always say, there's more. Come on, Jazz, do it again. So I'd get back on doing it again. And when my children got older, my oldest son started to show interest in being plant-based because he's an athlete. And he's like, oh, okay, I want to lean out. Because it was more for his performance. Right. But once I had somebody to connect with on this, somebody that was like, I want juices, Mom. Make me juices in the morning. He was holding me accountable and didn't even know, So when he got on board, then my daughter got on board, and everybody just slowly started to say, okay, wait. And then plus it was trending. Plant-based is trending right now. So this is like, they're like, oh, wow, Mom really knows what she's talking about. So then after that, when I got everybody on board, it was it for me.
You were ahead of the game.
Yeah, so to speak. Same
thing with me. Yeah. Like, before, people were like, oh, this is cool, guys. You should do it.
Yeah.
Before that happened, I wanted to do it for health reasons, right? I love that you said they gradually.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens, right? When you're leading an example, guess what? The people around you, they're going to tap in eventually when they start to see the benefits. So how old is your youngest?
He's 20.
What?
It's the plant-based eater. I don't know. It's the juicer.
Sorry, you threw me. You know what? Let me be honest. Like, this is off topic. I don't like to subscribe to this idea that a woman should look a certain way at a certain age. I don't like telling women, oh, you're 50, you look like 25.
Yeah.
Because the woman who doesn't look like 25, does that mean she doesn't look good anymore?
Yeah, it's kind of an insult.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I pull back from that. But when you said that just now, I couldn't help it.
Yeah. No, it's a good thing, because, I mean, it's a lot of how I take care of myself, and I'm not perfect. I have days, weeks. I didn't even work out all week, not this week. But it's really what I choose to put into my body, and my prayer life has a lot to do with that, my relationship with the Lord, and just eating the right food, because I want to live to see my children grow up, be grown and get married and be around my grandchildren. I don't want to be living this life. I don't want to live forever now. I'm not trying to be like 110 out here.
I want to see what happens in 100 years.
No, I don't want to be here that long. I don't want to die now, but I want to be able to see my grandchildren and grow up and run with them and be able to bend down and not be hurt and getting up.
Such an underestimated experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Even me, like, I sustained a back injury, and the way that put me down, I can tell you that it decreases your quality of life tremendously. And when you have health issues and it's because you could have eaten better, that has to take a toll on you mentally, because you're like, this is my fault and I have to take this L.
Yes, yes.
That's the saddest thing. So other than having people around you who are not, completely on board, what are some other challenges that you face when it comes to eating healthy? Because like you said, you're not perfect. Nobody is.
Right.
Right.
I think prioritizing myself, because being that I'm a full-time entrepreneur, I'm always seeing about everybody else, seeing about my clients and getting juice orders ready. And I'm running from one event to the next event, and I forget to eat. Simple as that. I'll just forget. And unless I'm intentional, unless I plan it, I'm going to mess up.
I get it.
Because I'll be coming home. If I come home from an event and it's 12 o'clock and I realize, oh my goodness, when was the last time I ate? Now I'm forced to go to Burger King.
Right.
And
because what else is happening? You're exhausted.
Exactly.
And it's quick and fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think prioritizing myself and my own health and remembering that I am my brand.
Yeah.
I have to look. When people look at me, they're supposed to say, wow, what did you do? So that always has to stay on the forefront of my mind.
I love that. So you're prioritizing your health. What about those times when you feel like, because your kids are grown, but there was a time when they weren't.
Right.
I know your hands were full.
Yes.
How do you manage tapping into healthy eating, being a mother, and being a businesswoman? How do you even do that?
Well, when they were younger, I was a stay-at-home mom. I had a business at that time when they were younger because I didn't want to leave them with anybody.
Right.
I was that mother that was like, nobody's watching my kids. So you get it. So it wasn't that hard for me because I was at home and I could cook whatever I needed to cook or whatever. And I would get up. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I'd get up, I'd go outside and go for a walk early in the morning and be like, okay, I'm just going to walk for a mile. I did something,
right?
And the biggest misconception with this journey is that it has to be a sprint.
Listen,
it is not a sprint. It's whatever you can do.
Facts.
You take it and you run with it. If all you can do is walk for a mile, if you only could walk for 15 minutes, walk. If you can't be plant-based, I think we were talking about this, then you start small and you have, okay, what am I going to eat healthy for breakfast? Let me have a green smoothie. Let me invest in a blender.
Or even if you don't go that far yet, because, well, that's not far. Everybody likes a good smoothie. But you can just take out the bacon.
Simple things.
Like take out the sausage
I
that
love
day.
That. Yeah.
Take out the eggs that day. They're mad expensive. I just posted on my social media story, y'all don't have to buy eggs, and people are DMing me like, I want my eggs.
Yeah. Well, there's Just Eggs, so we're not being sponsored by them, but Just Eggs is a great alternative.
I love Just Egg. So what about other health issues? Did you ever have like an issue that popped up? Because I know I did for sure, that pretty much pushed me into the detox world and the plant-based world and doing tons and tons of research.
Right.
Did you have anything like that going on?
Yes,
or
recently.
Were you just like...
No. I've had, like I said, I've had my ups and downs with this journey. But recently I went to the doctor and I had high blood pressure. And this was this year. No, not 2023, 2022, the end of 2022. I was under a lot of stress. I had lost my job and trying to build this business, doing something I've never seen before. And I was under a tremendous amount of stress. And when I went to the doctor, they said, your blood pressure is very high. I think it was like 140 over something. And my blood pressure is usually relatively low. Yeah. And it was in that moment where I was like, Jazz, you got to do something. Yeah. So I started to do some research on, they wanted to put me on medication. And obviously I am not an advocate for medication. Not to say it's not good for you, but for me, it doesn't work for me. Same. So I started to do some research on what types of juices I could make for myself, and my beatbox that I make for everyone was it for me, because beats helps to lower blood pressure. Yeah. So I started to have that. I started to make sure that I wasn't eating any processed food, because even as being plant-based, we could get caught up in processed foods.
That sodium will do it,
yes,
baby.
Yes. I started to relieve a lot of stress through prayer, getting up in the morning, making myself get up in the morning.
Being more intentional.
Very much intentional about where my mental space was going to be, and just really taking charge of my day. Like, I wasn't just waking up and letting the day happen to me. I was waking up, this is what I'm doing for me today. Before I get into this world and start helping everybody else, I'm going to help me. And lo and behold, I want to say a month later, my blood pressure has been regular. Thank God. No issues with that.
wow.
And it wasn't because medication. It wasn't because somebody put me on a regimen. I made myself my own client.
Because and this is the thing. These are some key takeaways from this story. You said you lost your job.
Mm-hmm.
You were under stress.
Mm-hmm.
And you were not really prioritizing yourself. Right?
Right.
If anybody's listening to this, you have this opportunity to stop and say, what is going on with me?
Yeah.
Let me take a second. Even if you have to put pen to paper, it might sound corny, cheesy, or whatever.
Right.
But we often don't know. Have you ever been to the doctor and the doctor asks you questions and you're like, da, da, da. But then when you leave, you're like, damn, I forgot to say all these different things.
Yeah.
Because in that moment, you have to think on the spot. And that's not always the best time to give information. So if you have a moment when you're not put on the spot, you're not under pressure, take a pen, take a paper, write down what's happening with me right now that's bothering me. Oh, this guy, like right. Or these kids, or my boss, or whatever. And once you are able to pinpoint exactly what's affecting you, you might discover that these things are affecting your health. Other than high blood pressure, there's so many things that happen to us health-wise.
Yeah.
That's directly attributed to the fact that we're stressed out. We're eating the wrong foods. Foods with additives that actually cause you to be anxious.
Yes.
Actually cause you to be depressed.
Yeah.
Food is actually affecting your mood.
Right. Exactly.
So if you take a second, make that list. Go through it, whatever amount of items you have on that list.
Right.
Because for some of us, the list is long, right?
Yeah.
Some of us, the list is short. But go through your list and figure them out one by one. You don't have to tackle everything at once. You mentioned waking up earlier just to walk a little bit. Prayer. It might be meditation. It might be prayer. It might be getting in touch with somebody who you are wrong.
Yeah.
Just call and say, hey, I'm sorry. And that might be it.
That might be
right?
it. Yeah.
So healthier ways of living isn't always just food.
No, it isn't. I love a quote that I read in this book by Joyce Myers, that we have to think about what we're thinking about. Like, stop and be like, wait, something has me feeling afraid right now. What is that? Identify it. And then half the time when you start to dissect that thought, you're like, no, that's nothing. What am I thinking about? And you've just alleviated so much stress off your life, So I think everything starts in our mind. Yeah. Because our mind has the ability to tell us, direct us, give us ideas. Like, you want to eat healthy. You want to you want to feel better. You want to have a smoothie today. The sun is shining. Go out for a walk. Did you drink water today? All of those things derive from what we penetrate our minds.
Yeah. And sometimes, like you said, the thought is not even true. You might be thinking your self-talk might be some wild stuff that's not even accurate. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I have a question. You're plant-based.
Yes.
How do you feel about other people? We talked about your kids, but you go to a barbecue, obviously, it's a barbecue. Everybody's eating hot dogs, burgers, chicken, pork. How does that make you? Does that affect you in any, are you upset? How do you feel?
No, I don't. I'm always a no judgment zone with everything. So whatever people eat is what they eat. Once you feel good about it, but I know that before I go anywhere, I'm going to, if someone, like, say for instance, a friend of mine is having a barbecue, I'm going to call them and say, you got anything that I'm going to eat?
Listen.
Because everybody knows where I stand with what I eat.
Right.
And if not, I'll bring a burger. I'll go to the store and pick something up and be like, throw this on the grill for me.
Or I eat before I get there.
Yeah, I know, but then I'll get hungry when I'm there because the smells will get to me.
The food, listen.
And food is good.
Yeah, it is.
Food is really good.
There's no denying that, because there was a time when you ate meat, correct?
Yes.
There's no denying that we enjoyed those times. There's no denying that we were having a good old time.
Yeah.
But for me, I saw the difference when I did not eat meat.
Yeah.
I saw the difference. And I'm like, there is no way I am going back to that life where bacon in the morning, chicken for lunch, beef for dinner.
No way.
You know what's wild? No judgment, y'all. Please, guys, listen. Sometimes I'll be scrolling on my timeline and I'll see a plate and I'll be like, You're not okay.
You're just not okay.
No. There's no way.
No.
There's no way. Like, because I know what happens with me.
Yeah.
If I go out there right now and I just start wilding out instant, and my body is not one of those bodies that's, forgiving. Some people do whatever they want and nothing. That's not me.
Yeah.
If I go out there right now and I start wilding out, my body is going to react fast.
Immediately.
Same day or tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah.
So there are people like that. Right now you're probably going through something crazy. You don't know it's because you're constantly putting things in your body that's not hydrating. You know what I mean? Most of the things that we eat, they dry us out. When you go to the bathroom, if you are in the bathroom too long,
talk about it. Yeah.
You're not supposed to be in the bathroom too long. It's supposed to be like 30 seconds, quick,
Yeah,
out,
quick.
done.
Yeah.
But if you're in there too long, you're probably dehydrated, you're constipated, and that constipation is backing you up. And juicing is one of the ways that you can hydrate.
Yes.
And still tap into the flavor that I know a lot of people like when they drink these processed drinks.
Right.
So let's talk about juicing a little bit. It has benefits for you, obviously.
Yes, it definitely helps with your skin, clearing up your skin, your hair growing,
People love that.
hydration.
People love when their skin.
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
love it.
Especially us ladies, we trying to look good all the time,
Yes.
effortlessly. So juicing to me is literally a liquid multivitamin. We get the ability to create the juice, whatever our body is telling us that we need. So if I'm feeling like, I'm feeling that I need more hydration, I'm going to put together a green juice. If it's summertime and springtime, it's coming, the sun is shining, I'm like, okay, I need my face. It's not glowing. It's not giving what it needs to be given. So I'm going to do something with vitamin C in it, my beet juice, again, I mentioned that was good for my blood pressure. I'm literally listening to my body.
Absolutely.
And what does my body want? And the great thing about my juices is that I want them to taste like, if you go into the store and you get a Snapple, there's something about that Snapple is like, this is refreshing and it's good.
Your juice is better.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Thank you for that.
I'm not just saying that.
But that's what I want.
Because I even looked at your ingredients. I'm like, does she use water?
No.
There's no water in it.
Now, you know what's interesting? I spoke to this guy and he thought he was giving me some great advice. And he was like, you need to start cutting your juices with water because you're putting too much, you're spending too much money. And I'm like, no, you're trying to change the quality of my juices and what my juices have grown to. People know them for. They know that they're pure. It's 100% pure, no preservatives in it. Don't do that.
So let me tell you, had you taken his advice, you would know, shade.
Yeah.
Lose me as a customer.
Oh,
because that was my first thing. Like, I was like, let me see if she put water in it, because I want the water to come from the fruit.
Yes.
The fruit has water already, right? Yes. And also, when people use water in their juices, I don't know where that water is from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I have to question that. And when I looked at the ingredients, then noticed that it's all juices, I was like, you know what? When I do my detox in the spring, I'm going back to her.
Yeah, I love that.
And I think I told you that. I was like, I'm definitely coming back because I was cool with the price. I've been doing this so long that I have an idea of, what it should cost. But tell us a little bit about your business. I'm excited about the different things that you're about to tap into.
Yeah, I'm excited too. So my juicing is literally like the biggest part of my business, right? Because this is the way that I get a chance to connect with people that have never had juices before, that want to lose weight. It's kind of like a psychological thing. I talk a lot about the mind, but it's a psychological thing, because
it is.
If somebody drinks my juice, instantly they're like, I feel healthy.
You do.
Because
you're doing something good for yourself.
Yeah, right. It's kind of like eating a salad, you know? So once that I get them, or not get them, but they get drawn to me because of my juices, now the conversation starts.
Absolutely.
Here it goes the next second thing they say, I've been trying to lose weight. I don't know what to do. Now I'm like, now here go the conversation.
Yeah.
Now we can start talking.
Absolutely.
There's so much vulnerability. Once they realize that I'm a cool person to talk to, I'm an easy person to talk to, they're going to start to tell me my blood pressure is high, or I'm trying to get snatched for the summer, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, now we can work with something, because once you're being honest about where you are, I can be honest on how to help you. So that's what Fountain of Life Coaching Services does. We help with meal planning. We help with achieve weight loss goals. I'm also a certified life coach as well. So there's a lot of people that eat because of emotional distress. So we can tap into that too. Like, what's happening? What triggers you to go have those donuts? What triggers you to be like, okay, I'm just going to eat a whole bag of chips? What is that? So it takes a lot of time when I work with my clients to really start digging deeper and deeper to get to the core of the issue, because I'm not after surface fixes. I don't want to just fix you trying to fit into a dress. I want to really know, like, how am I going to be able to help you tap into what's hurting you, so that when I'm not working with you anymore, you continuing on this journey because you want to.
The mindset shift is something that lasts for a lifetime, right? Because I know for me, when my back injury was at its worst, I was on bed rest for 6 months. I didn't know that I would abruptly be forced to slow down and just stop my life. And I was not working. I made the choice to, like, just shut everything down, because I understood in that moment my body's telling me something, and I was supposed to be taking care of this so long ago, but just neglecting it. And it's really unfortunate when people have to get to a point like that to get that awakening. And sometimes it's not a back injury. Sometimes it's something else that is deadly. You know what I mean? And we don't want to keep hearing or seeing, especially people who are close to us, our loved ones, going through these different things. I know for sure that when I slowed down like that, I gained weight. And I was like, okay, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this body. But eventually I was like, all right, I'm kind of liking how things are getting rounder. But mindset again, it goes back to just being comfortable with certain things. But was I doing the inner work when it came to the food? That was the thing, right? So I brought this up to say that I had this conversation with a family member. I was going to the park to do some running, and that person was like, no, I don't want to go because I don't want to get skinny. This is culture. I don't know about a lot of other ethnicities and groups, but I know for sure that African American people, African people, Caribbean people, a lot of us want to have that extra weight because we feel like it looks better.
No. It's not. I mean, I don't even think it's about looking better.
I'm sorry I laughed because your face was just so straight. You're like, no.
No, because that's what I hear this all the time. I hear this all the time. And, I get a little leery when we have people who have large platforms promoting being big or being thick, because it's okay to be big or thick once you're healthy.
If you're cool with it too. By all means, if you're
keep
cool
going
with it.
Right. But if you realize that you are on the heavier side and you're having knee pains, don't even know what you're having knee pains for. You go to the doctor, they say you need a knee replacement. Okay, you need that. But maybe your body can't carry that weight.
Facts.
Maybe you're doing something. Maybe you need to lower your body weight.
Right.
And there's another misconception that, I don't want to go to the gym and lift weights because I don't want to be too bulky. I don't want to look like a man. Not knowing that lifting weights is going to cause you is more effective, first of all, than cardio.
Absolutely.
Because it's going to help you burn fat. And your body continues to be in a state of burning fat after you've lifted weights. So there's so much misconception, so many myths that's going on that people are not taking time to really do their own research. And the Bible says that my people perish from a lack of knowledge. So people are perishing here because they're listening to myths. They're seeing what's trending on social media. Nobody's doing the research. Nobody's putting in the investment to get to take time to help themselves. And that's very unfortunate.
It is unfortunate because we lose people to it. And, if you eat yourself to death, I'm imagining that you're okay, because you transition to a different
Yeah.
state of consciousness, I'm imagining. But it's the people who are behind, your family, your coworkers, your friends, your loved ones, who suffer, and sometimes they end up suffering for a lifetime. So it's not just about you.
No.
It's also,
It's about the people attached to you.
looking at your kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at your kids and say, I don't want to eat that because I don't, not only do I not want my child to get trapped in, because here's the thing about foods. It will hold you hostage.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And
I love that, the way you put that.
it does.
Yeah.
Like, food can be so dangerous.
Yeah.
And you can give your kids the opportunity to not get caught up in that trap by just doing small little things. The other day, my son was like, Mom, I want to do a detox. I was like,
I love that. Yay.
what? First of all, I wouldn't do a detox with you the way that I do it, because you actually need more stuff going into your body than I do. But that's what I mean. Like, you influence them. So even though he eats meat, he still sees me consistently doing these things. So think about your mom. Think about your dad. Think about the people who will suffer if you're suffering or if you're not around.
Right.
So you mentioned myths.
Yeah.
And myths can also get people killed.
Oh,
right?
yeah. It'll get you all the time.
So what are some health myths, especially pertaining to, it could be random, it doesn't have to be a particular type, but pertaining to eating healthy, that you just want to dispel, throw out there?
I can't really say without putting a name to these different things, but for example, for me, there was a time that I was following a keto diet. That was not good for my body. My body didn't respond well to that. Because you take a deep breath.
Because I'm familiar with it, and I'm like, people don't understand.
Because your body needs carbs, and it's a low carb diet.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like anything that tells me that I'm on a diet, because in my mind, that's letting me know it's short term.
But your brain also doesn't like that either. Your brain doesn't like the change. It doesn't like the restrictions.
Yeah.
And you're constantly going to be tempted.
Right. A big myth also that I experience in my business is people that say, well, I'm doing a 21-day juice cleanse. And with that juice cleanse, they're only drinking juices. There's no way. You have to eat.
Yeah.
Because if you don't eat, yes, you're going to lose weight.
Yes.
But as soon as you start eating, you're going to put back on the weight.
Your metabolism is going to be like, girl, slow down. I'm about to.
Because why wouldn't our bodies need food?
Right.
We need to be able to put food into our bodies. So the people that sign up with my, there's a portion of my my business where if people order juices and they want to do a juice cleanse, I'll give them a meal plan at that, because I want them to be successful. One, because I want them to be successful, and two, I don't want you to have my juices and then say it was me. I want to give you everything that you need to be successful in what you're looking for.
I love that. And I think that deprivation does something as well.
Yeah.
When you're sitting around all day miserable about this space, one, you're probably not going to go back into a detox like that. And two, when you are constantly suffering from starvation, the first thing that you want to do every chance you get is eat something that you shouldn't eat.
Right.
Nobody who's starving ever says, you know what, I'm starving, let me go eat a fruit.
Right. No.
When you're trying to change your diet and you're trying to change your lifestyle and you deprive yourself, you go right back to the worst thing you could possibly eat.
Right.
So I like that you said that. I personally think that there are certain situations where a liquid fast might be very beneficial. But again, doing your research, understanding what works for you. You mentioned keto. Some people's bodies don't mesh with.
Yeah.
These things are supposed to be like a one size fits all,
and it's not
type of situation.
It's not cookie cutter at all.
It's not sustainable.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It's not realistic. I love that. So there are some myths out there that get people caught up, could get you in a situation where you make yourself sick.
Yeah.
And I love that you're saying, I'm not going to deprive you if I'm your coach.
No.
I'm not gonna have you banging your head against the wall
No.
because you're starving and you really want that piece of chicken or whatever.
No, not at all. I want all of my clients to really enjoy the journey, enjoy this. This is your life. Just like we go shopping and we enjoy shopping, right?
Yeah.
I want let it be
I don't
something.
enjoy shopping, guys. I'm sorry.
I want it to be something that you just like, you know what, this I'm taking with me for the rest of my life. And to your point, about people that are watching us, our children or whatever, we have the power within ourselves to create a generational legacy and to break generational curses of eating bad, or my family is from Trinidad, so waking up in the morning and having heavy foods like roti and early in the morning. I'm
Guyanese,
so we
eat the exact food.
So we have the ability to say this is not the way that we're supposed to do it, and then we're changing it for our children, and our children adapt that, and then they're changing it for their children, and here we're creating something new in our bloodline. So it's so deep. It's so deep.
Yeah, people don't understand their level of influence.
Yeah, no. They really
You're
don't.
so influential and you don't know it.
Yeah.
These people that are getting paid, they're not the only influencers. So are you, because your kids will somehow end up doing something because of what you did. They might say, I am being super healthy because my parents weren't, or I'm being super unhealthy because my parents weren't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're still influencing people. I love this conversation,
yeah,
guys.
I do too.
We could talk about juicing, salads, fruit, veganism, plant-based, all that stuff all day. Yeah. Honestly, my shortcoming is the workout part. I don't put enough emphasis on working out, and I know every single day. I wake up every single day aware of that. Actually, right now I'm in pain because I started yesterday, and I'm like, oh gosh, I have to go work out and push through that pain. But the reason why I'm doing it is what I start out with when I'm about to do it. I'm like, I'm doing this because I want to be around.
See?
I want to be comfortable. I want to get rid of pain. I want to do all these different things that I wasn't able to do before.
Right.
So start with your why.
That's it.
Start with your why.
Write it down. Make it plain to yourself. And if you have to focus on your why for a little while before you thrust into a program, focus on it.
So where can people find you?
So they can visit me on my website, which is fountainoflifecoaching.com, or Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, Juicing with Jazz.
I love it. You're so dope.
Thank you.
I love it. You're so dope. I love
real
this.
Recognizes real.
Yeah, I love this New York energy. Listen, I was born in Guyana. No offense to anybody else, but people from New York, no matter where you go in the world, like, you never find anybody like New Yorkers. New Yorkers are just, I don't know the word. Like, I can't, it's just so many different things in one. And I love it. So thank you so much.
Thank you
for being here and doing what you do.
Yes, thank you. I love it.
Yeah, I love that you're choosing to do what you do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
All right, so this segment is the SOA Q&A, where our producer, SOA, will ask us questions that we have to answer. Okay. So he'll ask the question, you repeat the question, and then give your answer.
Gotcha.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Go, AD, go, AD, go! Get to my mic up. That's it. Go, AD, go, go!
If I could have any meal without any health consequence, I would have to say it would be an Impossible Burger. Love it. It's the best thing for me.
And those are supposed to be the ones that are safe.
The plant-based ones, right? Yeah.
How hard was it for me to separate my culture from my diet? Not hard at all, because coming from Guyana, I was used to eating a lot of vegetables anyway. We eat a lot of okra. People don't like that. We eat that a lot. Eggplants, bora, which is like a super long version of string beans, callaloo, spinach, pumpkin, karila, aka bitter melon. The only difference is we cook them to the point where it's like, is it even nutritious anymore? Because we cook the hell out of it.
Yeah.
But I was already used to that. So the Caribbean cuisine is like pretty much very versatile when it comes to vegetarianism and veganism anyway. So
right. I agree.
We're kind of tapped in already.
Yeah. What do I miss most about 1998? The music.
Ooh,
The
can't you
music.
see?
Yeah.
What you do to
Yeah.
me?
Missed it. I miss it. The era
And you
of
have on this Biggie shirt.
Yes,
I love it.
yes, the era of Biggie Smalls. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
I know Biggie was
Biggie was-
gone before that.
Yeah, he was,
was-
but his
yeah.
music was still,
Still,
like
that's
still.
when it was at its peak.
Yeah, yes. Unfortunately, when he passed away. But I'm a huge Biggie fan. Brooklyn for
too.
life.
Me
You know, if
too.
you really want to rep your borough, but Brooklyn is definitely it.
When does it become love? Instantly. And I say that because my view on love is not just those feelings that you get in your belly or anything fleeting that happens when you're attracted to somebody, the infatuation, all that lusty stuff. For me, love is you're walking down the street and you drop something and somebody go out of their way, they pick it up. You know what I mean? Something happens to you and somebody sees it and they're like, let me help you. There's always love there, but because we don't look at it like that,
Right.
we kind of fool ourselves into thinking that it only happens when you fall in love with somebody. And you know what I learned the other day? That butterflies are actually an indication that things are not okay.
Oh wow.
Like if you're getting butterflies, it's actually the body saying you're in danger.
I have to pay attention to that.
And I was like, I have to grapple with this, and I still haven't come to terms fully because I'm one of those people that take forever to contemplate something, but it's really your body's reaction to, oh my goodness, this is danger. But what you're seeing is not the same as what your body is sensing,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Right. That's interesting. I gotta look into that. Huh. What should water taste like? It should taste refreshing. It should taste hydrating. It should taste delicious. It should taste delicious. Like I'm thinking like everything that I think about with water. So when it tastes too plain for me, I'll throw lemon in there or I'll infuse it with fruits. I like water to taste a little citrusy because I love citrus. So
okay.
I love to put like orange peels in my water.
Infuse your water. It's okay.
Yeah, right. And then if I feel like I want soda, my water can be carbonated, so it can have that refreshing taste that a soda would do, but
I
it's
love
just
that.
carbonated water. So
Yeah, we do the same.
yeah, it's all of those things.
What's an era of my life that I wish I could press redo on? I am constantly wishing to be home in Guyana. Like, my family knows, the ones that are close to me, I am constantly in the group chat. Guys, I miss you. We're going to be there very soon, and I think about it every single day.
Nice.
Because it was a time when things just felt so free, and it wasn't just because it was my childhood. It was really because that was the culture. And you'll hear a fruit fall off of a tree.
Yeah.
You'll know which fruit it is, and everybody's scrambling to go get it.
Right.
Like, a mango follow the tree.
Yeah.
And everybody's running after that mango.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah. That's so beautiful.
Okay, so this is something that I like to discuss on every episode because I feel like people are constantly pursuing happiness, but I don't think it's something that you chase. I think it's just something that you do.
Right.
So what is a happy habit or something that you practice daily or maybe even sporadically that brings you joy, happiness?
Can I list two things? Because I have two.
Of course.
Okay.
You could do three.
My first one is prayer. I love praying because it allows me to know. I've been in some places in my life that have not been safe. So I've struggled with safety. I've struggled with trusting people.
We have to talk more.
Yeah.
'Cause
I've struggled.
you sound like me so many times.
Yeah, I struggle with that. So I find that prayer is that place that it's just me and God, and it's safe, and I can tell him what's going on inside of my heart. He's not going to judge me. He's not going to turn his back on me. He's not going to like put me down.
I love it.
You know, so I love prayer. I talk to the Lord all the time, and going to the gym, you know, because I found this out because I was going through some very dark times in my life, and I couldn't afford therapy. And I didn't like the type of therapist that I could get from my insurance. So I started going to the gym, and I realized that all of those endorphins that starts to go off in my head, it made me feel so good. I would leave and I'd be like,
natural joy.
Yeah, I feel great. Like I'm in the car and I'm like, everything's good, but nothing changed.
Yes.
But everything was just good within me.
I love it.
So those two places in my life are like, I hold those close to me, and no one can take that away from me.
Yeah.
You know, no one can take away the gym from me. Nobody can take away my prayer life.
Yeah.
So it's mine for life. And
I love it.
You can't have it. It's mine.
Pray and work out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for tuning in to the NolaroExperien podcast. Created and hosted by Nola Rowe. Produced by Take Action Media. Theme song by Mr. Melee. Sponsored by The Hills Restaurant, Brooklyn, New York. Listen to us on all podcast platforms and follow us on social media at the NolaroExperien podcast. Visit the thenolaroexperiespodcast.com and connect with us via email at talkwithnola@gmail.com.